The opinions provided here are my own and are not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice. Phillips does not endorse any statements of medical opinion contained in this video. What is up, you guys? Before we even start this video, I just want to let you know this is not on, this microphone. It's just in frame because if you guys follow me on Twitch, you know this is Streaming HQ. This is where all the Twitch streams come from and where I've been uploading a lot of new content since I finally got everything set up and good to go. I want to talk to you guys about something really cool that's happened to me twice now. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, go do it right now. All the links, you just saw them on the intro video. You may have read my post that a couple weeks ago I ran into a lady. I was wearing the Cystic Fibrosis badass shirt, and I ran into a lady whenever I ran in to get a Red Bull and some gas. She saw my shirt and I noticed she kind of kept looking at me and kept looking at me. She was like, oh, like that movie 5 Feet Apart. And so we started talking about, you know, 5 Feet Apart, my journey with CF, and it was just a really cool thing. Because as that post covered, growing up with cystic fibrosis in the 90s, so many people didn't know what it was. Whenever my parents or myself would tell someone about cystic fibrosis, it was immediately, oh, that's like asthma, right? And no, and then you had to decide whether you even wanted to bother, you had to decide whether you even wanted to bother going through the hassle of explaining it because it was such a long-winded conversation and there are so many aspects to CF. Well, it just happened to me again today. The cashier, she complimented me on my shirt. It was made in memory of a dear friend of mine, Erin, who passed away from CF. And she was like, oh man, I really love that design and the elephants and all that. So I started telling her about Erin and cystic fibrosis. She was like, wow, I just saw a movie about that. Have you heard of it? Of course, in my mind, I'm like, have I heard of it? So we started talking, and she was a younger girl, and apparently she went and saw the movie. It really touched her and her friends, and they found out about one of the local Great Strides walks. And if you guys don't know, Great Strides is basically kind of like the cancer walks you see every year, but it's for cystic fibrosis. That just kind of blew my mind, because yes, this is only 2 happenings that I've ran into where someone in public has, you know, talked about CF or noticed it since the movie came out. But even if it's just 2 things, like, it is blowing my mind of how amazing that is and how it's changed. How 5 Feet Apart has literally changed the landscape of cystic fibrosis and the public knowledge. You know, 5 Feet Apart is about to wrap up its amazing run in theaters. It'll be out on DVD, I believe, June 11th. So when that comes out, you guys need to go scoop it up. If it's in a theater near where you are, go and see it again. 3rd, 4th, 5th time, doesn't matter. My friend Carson, he saw it 13 times. But ever since that movie has came out, I have just gotten nothing but messages from people who, you know, they Google CF or they look it up on YouTube, they found my reaction video, they came to my channel, and so they reach out to me on social media or they send me emails and they want to get involved. And I'm still getting those to this day, but the crazy thing about it is it's not just people in the US. You know, 5 Feet Apart has opened in territories all over the world. So I'm getting people from legit all over the globe that want to know more about CF, that want to fundraise about CF. We all know that the search statistics for CF went through the roof and skyrocketed after 5 Feet Apart. And some may think that it was just because of Cole Sprouse being in it or just the star power, you know, Justin Baldoni directing. But no, this movie has literally changed the landscape and has gotten so many people involved. So many people are starting Great Strides teams, are doing their own little fundraisers. I have people messaging me that they are now taking college courses because they want to get involved with CF. They want to be a pulmonologist or a respiratory therapist, and they want to work at a CF center. And it's, you know, it's been absolutely mind-blowing. I know a lot of you guys are waiting on my final kind of deep dive into the movie, the accuracies, the inaccuracies. I'm waiting on the movie's theatrical run to wrap up because I want to use some scenes from the movie to kind of explain to you guys what I'm talking about. And obviously you can't do that while it's in theaters because that is highly frowned upon. I'll be posting that full kind of deep dive, and not really a review because you guys know I love the movie, but I'm just kind of do it like I've done the other Grey's Anatomy episodes and things like that, and show you really what I liked, what maybe it was stretching the truth, and things like that. I actually had someone just ask me though, they were like, Morgan, why do you think 5 Feet Apart has had the impact that it's had compared to other movies about other illnesses? Do you think it was because it was the first big CF movie to come out in Hollywood? Like, what are your thoughts and opinions on that? And yes, while, you know, it's the first time CF has really been put on the big screen in Hollywood, and there was a big major motion picture made about it that got a worldwide release, it made such an impact on people because of the accuracy. And it's something that I've spoke to Justin Baldoni about. That was one of his goals, is, you know, the first 10-15 minutes of the movie are just dedicated to jumping headfirst into cystic fibrosis, into the therapies, into the treatments, into the medications, really educating people about the illness. It wasn't just a movie where you say, oh, this person has cystic fibrosis, and then you immediately jumped into the other plot. During the first bit of the movie and throughout the movie, Justin made sure that facts about cystic fibrosis were crammed into your face. And while it did have the love story and everything that went along with it, it was the accuracy and the genuine care that went into the movie. I feel like whenever you watch 5 Feet Apart, you can tell that love went into this story, between Claire Wineland and Justin creating this and then bringing it to life. You can tell the people behind it really cared. And yes, while you still have to tell a story to really get people attached to the movie, the medical accuracies in it really engaged people. And I think a lot of other movies have been so scared to kind of explore this territory because obviously in Hollywood, it's all about the dollar signs. It's about these figures, and it's about, making money back. And 5 Feet Apart has made its money back. 5 Feet Apart was made on a budget of $7 million and has brought in, this stat that I'm looking at right now is accurate, it has brought in $90.7 million. I'm not good with percentages, but that is a amazing expense to profit ratio right there. Even the things that they used in the movie were very accurate. All the medications, they name dropped many medications that were accurate for what they were used for. You had the Philips oxygen in there. It was very true. So people could go through this movie and really look through parts, and they're learning about this condition. It's not just name dropping or saying names of these things just because. It's crazy because it's just gonna keep growing. Like I said, the movie's about to come out on DVD. More people are gonna see it that didn't see it in theaters. So the cycle is gonna keep continuing of people finding out about this movie, people finding out about cystic fibrosis, and they're gonna keep getting involved. And it's caused this crazy, amazing balloon of awareness and social consciousness about cystic fibrosis. So it kind of finally put a face to the disease in a way. People aren't just like, oh, I've heard of CF before. They're really starting to research it and really hardcore learn about CF. And it's just a crazy thing, because if you've lived with CF and you've fought this disease your whole life, you know how much of a struggle it's been just to try to get people to grasp it, people to research it. Growing up in the 90s, it was hard enough to get places to do fundraisers for it, or businesses to jump on board, because no one knew what CF was. It wasn't just something they could throw on a flyer and people were immediately like, oh, I know exactly what that is. I want to come to this fundraiser. But I feel like 5 Feet Apart has really accomplished that, to where if there's a flyer for a fundraiser that says cystic fibrosis on it, people are going to immediately think, oh, that's that movie I went and saw. I know about that. I really want to help out. And I also feel like it's kicked the door open for future movies and future cinema, whether it's cystic fibrosis or other conditions, to be able to really explore the condition and really get into it, because I feel like Justin walked this really awesome line of, realism about the disease and education, and then story. And yes, some people disagree, and there were things in the movie that were, Hollywooded up, and I'm going to cover that in my review, but there wasn't, it wasn't a ton. Like, this movie just did so good in educating and showing people that it was just amazing to be able to see my life on screen. And I know so many other people have said that. They were like, wow, that was me up there. We finally have that representation. Even if it wasn't directly the story of someone's life, it now, like I said, it has a face to it. So if you bring up cystic fibrosis to someone, you don't have to start from scratch. You don't have to just immediately rewind and go through the whole thing. A lot of people now are like, oh, I know what that is from that movie. So you're able to capitalize on that and raise awareness from that jumping point. It's such a refreshing and just an amazing thing. And it's like, finally. But it's not done. Yes, we have more awareness now, and we have more people that are conscious about CF, but the fight is nowhere near over. People are still dying. A little girl who was 14 years old just passed away last week from cystic fibrosis. We've all still lost so many people who didn't get to see this, and we're still going to lose people, because that's the nature of the disease. But we now kind of have a platform that we can continue growing on and catapult, and we have to keep CF in the limelight, and we have to keep going. There are more shows now that are representing CF. There's going to be more mediums now. There's going to be more people, more influencers, and more people who are really known that want to jump on board with CF because of this movie. And that's what I've been saying all along. Whenever all of the press was happening and whenever the movie came out and there was a lot of people against it, I just told them, I was like, please just wait. Just wait to see what this does for CF, because I think it's going to do something amazing, and it has done something amazing. Since the fight isn't over, I ask you guys, whoever is watching this, please get involved. Google, find your local Great Strides Walk. Host a fundraiser if you want. Message me, I can help you out. Also have so many people messaging me about like school projects. They're doing like their senior projects on cystic fibrosis and on raising awareness for this disease. And you know, if we're getting people in their early teens so involved about this disease, you know, whether they got involved because they have a crush on Cole Sprouse or not, it's doing its job. And I knew it was gonna do its job, and it's just, God, it's absolutely amazing. I'm really stoked for the movie to come out. Like I said, whenever it comes out, scoop it up on DVD if you haven't already. If it's still in theaters, go watch it wherever you're at. Once it comes out, I will be doing my deep dive into it. After that happens, that's going to kind of close out the chapter of the YouTube with 5 Feet Apart. You know, 5 Feet Apart has done amazing things for this channel, and I'm so grateful for Justin and the social media team and everyone at CBS Films for how supportive they've been to my channel, for all of the promotion that they've gave. And you know, I can't thank everyone enough. So you know, if any of you guys from the team are watching, Justin, all of you, thank you so much for all the love you've shown me. It's just gonna keep growing and keep getting better for this point. And like I said in my immediate reaction after I watched the movie, I feel like we were at a place with cystic fibrosis where there is hope. There is light at the end of the tunnel now. So many more amazing drugs and treatments are going to come down the pipeline that we are going to see such a drastic change in CF and the life expectancy, and kids are no longer going to have to grow up worrying about dying young. And it is amazing, and 5 Feet Apart has helped this so much. As always, thank you guys for checking out the video. If you want, be sure to follow me on social media. All of my links are down here at the bottom. If you liked what you saw in this video and prior videos, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates in the future. I also have my Twitch stream up and going, and we are creating an amazing community on Twitch now. There's no people lashing out at each other. There's no back and forth. We don't allow that in the chat. On my Twitch, people are becoming friends, and they're there to support each other through all sorts of different walks of life. And it's just an amazing community. And if you guys want, be sure to tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. on twitch.tv/CysticOne. I'm usually providing hilarious dialogue and just yelling random things as I play various games. And then for the last hour of every stream, I turn the games off and I turn to you guys and I directly interact. So if you guys have ever wanted to ask me any questions or have some one-on-one time and get a direct, immediate response, be sure you hop on the Twitch. Again, it's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. If you want to know the other days I stream, like I said, be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Those are the two main places you're going to get immediate updates if I stream on any other days besides the days that I just said. I love you all. I'll see you on the next upload. Take care, you guys. Later.